Welcome back to the Old Charles. Today we are talking about the United States quarter dollar from the year 1984 and why this coin still gets attention from collectors and everyday people who find it in circulation. The 1984 quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932 to honor George Washington. This design was already very familiar by the time 1984 arrived, but the story of this year still matters because of mint location's condition and small details that can affect value. The 1984 quarter was minted during a time when the United States was producing huge numbers of coins for daily use. The economy needed coins for vending machines, parking meters, and regular transactions, so most 1984 quarters were made for circulation. This means the majority of these coins are very common today and usually found in worn condition. There are three main mint locations for the 1984 quarter: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Coins from Philadelphia do not have a mint mark. Coins from Denver show a small D mint mark, and coins from San Francisco usually were made as proof coins for collectors. Proof coins were not meant for circulation and were sold in special sets. The value of a 1984 quarter depends mostly on condition and mint mark. A circulated 1984 quarter from Philadelphia or Denver is usually worth face value, which is 25 cents. If the coin shows heavy wear, dull surfaces, and faded details, it is considered common and has no premium value. However, if you find a 1984 quarter in uncirculated condition, the value can be higher. Uncirculated coins show no wear on the high points such as Washington hair, the eagle feathers, and the edges of the coin. These coins may still have mint luster and a sharp, clean look. Uncirculated examples can be worth a few dollars depending on how well they are preserved. Proof quarters from the San Francisco Mint are more desirable to collectors. These coins have a mirror-like background and frosted details. Proof coins are usually kept in collections, so many survive in excellent condition. A 1984's proof quarter can be worth several dollars, especially if it has no scratches, spots, or damage. Error coins are another reason people search through 1984 quarters. Mint errors can include off-center strikes, double dies, weak strikes, or clipped planchets. These errors are not common, but when found they can be valuable. The value of an error depends on how strong and visible the mistake is. Some error quarters can be worth tens or even hundreds of dollars. Grading also plays an important role in value. Professional grading services examine coins and assign a grade based on condition. A 1984 quarter graded at a high mint state level can bring higher prices from collectors who want top quality coins for their collections. The metal content of the 1984 quarter is copper and nickel. There is no silver in this coin. Earlier Washington quarters made before 1965 contained silver, but by 1984 all quarters were made with a clad composition. This means the value comes from collectability, not metal content. Many people enjoy collecting coins like the 1984 quarter because they are easy to find and affordable. This makes them a great starting point for new collectors. Checking pocket change, coin rolls, or old jars can be fun and sometimes rewarding, even if most coins are only worth face value. The excitement of finding a high-grade or error coin keeps collectors searching. To protect any valuable 1984 quarters you find, it is important to store them properly. Keep coins in holders or flips and avoid touching the surfaces with bare fingers. Oils can damage the coin over time. Proper storage helps preserve value and appearance. Welcome back. Today we focus only on the history of the United States quarter dollar from 1984. This coin belongs to the long-running Washington Quarter series, which first began in 1932. The series was created honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The original plan was to issue a one-year commemorative coin, but the design became so popular that it replaced the standing Liberty quarter and continued for decades. By the time 1984 arrived, the Washington quarter was already a familiar part of daily American life. The design on the front shows a left-facing portrait of George Washington based on a sculpture by Jean-Antoine Houdon. Words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" appear on the obverse along with the year 1984. This design symbolized stability, tradition, and respect for American history during a period of economic and cultural change. The reverse of the 1984 quarter features a bald eagle with outstretched wings standing on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below. This image represents strength, peace, and readiness to defend freedom. The eagle design was used on Washington quarters from 1932 until 1998, making the 1984 quarter part of the classic era before the introduction of the 50-state quarters program. Historically, the early 1980s were a time of recovery for the United States economy. Inflation had been high in the late 1970s and the country was moving toward economic growth and renewed confidence. Coins like the 1984 quarter were produced in large numbers to support everyday commerce, vending machines, public Transportation and retail transactions. The United States Mint produced quarters in multiple facilities during 1984, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia and Denver focused on coins for circulation, while San Francisco specialized in proof coins for collectors. This system reflected the growing interest in coin collecting as a hobby during the late 20th century. The 1984 quarter also reflects the era before major design changes in modern American coinage. At that time, coins stayed in circulation for many years and people often carried the same designs throughout their lives. This consistency made coins feel familiar and trustworthy, unlike later years when designs began changing more frequently. From a historical perspective, the 1984 quarter represents the final decades of traditional circulating coin design in the United States before commemorative programs became common. It stands as a reminder of a simpler period in coinage when function was valued over variety. Today, the 1984 quarter serves as a historical artifact that connects modern collectors to everyday life. In the 1980s, it tells the story of American commerce, national identity, and continuity through change. Even though it is a common coin, its history remains an important part of the larger story of United States coinage. Welcome back. Today we are focusing on the condition of the United States quarter dollar from 1984. Condition is one of the most important factors when determining the value and collectability of this coin. Even though most 1984 quarters are common, the state of preservation can make a big difference. A heavily circulated 1984 quarter is the most common condition. These coins show strong signs of wear. The high points on George Washington hair and face are smooth, the eagle feathers on the reverse are worn down, and the overall surface looks dull. Scratches, nicks, and discoloration are usually present. Coins in this condition are typically worth only face value. Lightly circulated coins are in better shape but still show some where details are more visible and the design is easier to see. There may be minor scratches or edge wear, but the coin still looks solid and complete. Lightly circulated 1984 quarters usually do not carry much premium, but they are more attractive than heavily worn examples. And about uncirculated 1984 quarter shows very little wear. The high points may have slight rubbing, but much of the original mint luster is still visible. These coins look sharp and clean at first glance. Collectors often look for coins in this condition because they show how the coin originally appeared while still being affordable. Uncirculated 1984 quarters are coins that never entered circulation. They show no wear on the high points and often have bright mint luster. The details of Washington portrait and the eagle are crisp and clear. These coins may have small marks from storage at the mint but no signs of circulation. Uncirculated examples are more desirable and can be worth more than face value. Proof 1984 quarters from the San Francisco Mint are the highest quality examples. Proof coins have a mirror-like background and frosted designs. They were made using specially prepared dies and planchets and were struck multiple times to bring out sharp details. Proof coins are usually kept in protective cases and remain in excellent condition. Damage can lower the value of any 1984 quarter regardless of condition. Coins with bends, holes, corrosion, deep scratches, or cleaning marks are less desirable. Cleaning in particular can remove original surfaces and reduce collector interest. Always avoid cleaning coins if you believe they may have value. In summary, the condition of a 1984 United States quarter dollar ranges from heavily worn circulated coins to high-quality proof examples. Most found in pocket change are circulated and worth face value, but coins in uncirculated or proof condition are more collectible. Careful handling and proper storage help preserve condition and potential value.